I really do not know what just happened. That shit just went left. Like, it put her in time out. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. That was some booty though. Some booty do. Some booty do. No. Oh shit. It literally said it put her in timeout. Okay, so let's pull some. Put her in timeout. Keisha, is that you? Are you back on here? Because that is some bullshit. Oh, thank you so much. Keisha, that shit put you in time out. It said it puts you in time out. Thank you. So let's see. I'm gonna put the Akashic records in the background because I'm really feeling like past life regression and energy going on the last month or so. That's crazy. It said I put you in time out. How dare YouTube? What the hell? Oh, does that say third eye chakra? Yep. Number 8, penile perspective. So let me do some Reiki real quick. I'm going to attune my hands real quick. And then because that's what the Lemurians actually did. They used to use their hands. Well, they would communicate telepathically, and they would use their hands. Oh, thank you. I love all y'all too. They used to use their hands to heal and to pretty much manifest whatever they wanted, and they would use symbols. You know, the way the universe and our angels and our ancestors communicate with us is through symbols, numbers, colors, all of that. So let me get to my hands, and I'm going to send a third eye, really your first eye, your mind's eye chakra, an activation for that. So you can see things with a higher perspective, be able to focus in on what it is that you choose to manifest. So let me activate my hands. And I do Reiki. So if you're interested, you can click the link in my About Me or on any one of my channel videos on my channel. Let me put this Akashic record music on though, because I know y'all hear him snoring. This World Series sign up. Hold on, you guys. Divine. Okay. Taco Bell rewards. You get free Doritos Locos Tacos after the. Okay, so once the music comes on, then I will. And you have to be receiving of it, so you can comment like I receive, you know, the activation. Let me see what this. Okay. All right. So the Akashic records, for those of you that don't know, they are a certain. The Akashic records is like you can view it as like a certain dimension within space and time that has everything that has ever happened to every soul in it. So it's a portal of infinite knowledge and wisdom. So anytime I'm doing past life readings or regression with a client, I tap into the Akashic records, and you can do that with or without the frequency music. But I love music, and music does, it's been proven that music does something different to the mind than just regular words and talking. So, okay. Now, you have to be receiving of the attunement and activation. So, at this time, I'm going to activate your mind's eye, your third eye. And I would either drink some water or hydrate after. People normally feel it almost instantly. Can you guys hear the music over his snoring? I want you guys to be able to hear the music. Okay. So let me see. Waken everyone. And third eye. You have to be receiving of it in order to receive the activation. And you can even like rub as you're receiving it. You can rub right in between your eyebrows. And you can close your eyes too and like roll your eyes and make them look at the top. Make them look. Oh, close your eyes, right? And force your eyes to look right here. And they'll start to flutter and you'll start to see lights. If you allow it to go for a while, your eyes will start to pulsate and like flicker like this. But that's normal, completely normal. When doing any type of activation or awakening of the mind's eye, okay? And this is perfect for what Keisha wanted a reading on, because she wanted to know, you know, what she should do as far as business. And this will set her right on track as far as her being able to figure out what it is that she really wants to do. Because whenever you're doing something that is entrepreneurial and it's something that you invest in, you want to do something that is not only meaningful for you, but is also meaningful and intentional for the world and those receiving it. So I'm going to do this for just like another minute or so, and then I will start to pull more cards. And even after this, some of you may receive downloads and messages and have past life remembrances because I put on the Akashic records. So just be receiving of the attunement and balancing of your mind's eye, your third eye chakra. Some of you may suffer from like brain fog or memory issues, so that's something that has to do with your mind's eye. And another thing, let me say this, trauma. So when we go through things that are traumatic, our brain goes into fight or flight mode. And when it goes into fight or flight mode, which is in survival mode, your brain automatically starts, DeAndre, shh. Your brain automatically starts to pump out stress hormones throughout your body. And because you're stressed out, you're in survival mode, you know? So your amygdala and your hippocampus starts to shrink, which are, he's saying, How are you listening to me, DeAndre, and you just woke up? You're so funny. You're so cute. Anyways, your amygdala and your hippocampus starts to shrink, which is the part of the brain that helps with focus, rational thinking, and basically just day-to-day thoughts, being able to properly function and think properly. So when your body starts pumping out and receiving stress hormones rather than serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine, that's where physical ailments start to come into. So we have to be mindful. And that's why, that's why people get autoimmune diseases and things like that, because your brain is in survival mode, and you're going through trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma, and you're supposed to be able to calm back down after something traumatic happens. But there's so many of us that go through one trauma after another trauma after another trauma, so our brain is constantly pumping that out, and then we wind up getting ill physically, and then we wind up not moving as much because we're ill physically. So then we're not moving our body, and that's with me. I'm starting to integrate dance in a part of my healing and my clients' healing, because when you move your body, you're able to kind of release those areas in your body that have those overwhelmed amounts of stress hormones just sitting in your body. And then when those stress hormones start to accumulate and become chronic and over overwhelmed in areas they're not supposed to be in, that's why your body goes, this isn't supposed to be here. So it starts to attack it like it's an unknown, mechanism, organism in your body and cell in a place not supposed to be. And then that's where autoimmune diseases start to happen. And it's like a vicious cycle. And people don't really understand or realize how much the brain has an effect on our physical health. That's why mental health is so important. Yeah, so yeah. And this goes back from all the way to childhood. There's even people who have this thing, because I'm actually becoming, I'm not even going to say it. I don't want to talk about what I'm doing, because they say, like, when you're in the middle of doing something, don't share too much of it. That way it can just manifest, without any outside interference. But I am learning a lot more about the brain, and they always say, like, oh, we only use a certain amount of our brain power and all of that, but we don't have to stay within those confinements. And I always say, if you knew better, you do better. And a lot of us don't know any better, and it's up to us to seek the knowledge. Like, if you have a problem, try to do whatever you can to fix it, because so many of us, it's like, wherever you are in life, not saying that shit doesn't happen and things don't happen, but it's all about how you react and respond to things, or not react and respond. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about. Like, or, you have to trick your brain and also rewire it. And you can do it in your sleep. And I talk about this all the time. I even, especially to my mom, because even certain clients, like, they'll be like, I can't meditate, I don't want to meditate, I can't sit still, blah blah blah, like, just excuses and all that. So I'm like, okay, well, so people can't give excuses as to why they can't do shit. Oh, thank you, Keisha. Why they can't do things. I literally rewire my subconscious, as well as doing, like, journaling. Like, I do a lot of shadow work where I journal stuff that I went through as a child, and I even write notes to my child self. Like, it's very important that we get in touch with our childlike self. Like I was saying, don't focus too much on loving yourself at this age. Focus on starting at the beginning and loving yourself as a little girl or a little boy, you know, and making sure you're getting the love that maybe you didn't get in certain areas. And it's like, that's why it's called reparenting. Yeah, that's the term. Um, but yeah, what was I saying before that? About the brain and, oh, working through trauma, right? Oh, rewiring your subconscious mind. Yeah, like, I rewire my subconscious in my sleep. Well, I haven't been for like the last few months because I need to be able to hear from my son. So if I'm playing meditation, I won't be able to hear him. But prior to That's what I was doing consistently. And I noticed the difference because our brains, look at our brains like they're computers, right? Um, we have so many memories and storage built up and certain things that have happened, and it's just sitting there, and that's why there isn't any more room for more learning and more consciousness, because we got to clear that shit out. You got to clear the catch, you got to clear the what is it, the history, right? But yeah, you've got to clear that catch and clear. And like I tell my clients, you can do it in your sleep, so there's no freaking excuse. I know, like, different folks for different strokes. I mean, different strokes for different folks. I said that shit backwards. But there's always ways to do things. Oh, and I am affirmation. So the word, like the power of I am, communication, procreation. I feel like communication is coming through for some of y'all. Like, I don't know. And from the years 2021 to 2024 there's an evolution going on. Something is being birthed. Somebody might, I'm not gonna say might be expecting, but anytime you see fertility or something being birthed, it doesn't always have to relate to pregnancy, but see the DNA, that's what I'm saying. Get your, also ancestral stuff came through. I feel like something is being, from 2021 to 2024, something is, your DNA is also being activated and upgraded. Go out in the sun, receive light codes, but also I highly recommend getting and looking into your 44. Oh, your mom was born in 1944. When I seen that, my grandmother was born the same year, 1944. Shine Your Light, that came out. The Portal Keeper. Yeah, the underworld. I said that earlier. The Portal Keeper came out. The underworld. The cats are the guardian of the underworld. 44. Yeah. Heart chakra, all going back to love. Dragonflies. Look into the spiritual meaning of cats and dragonfly. Sorry, but look into getting your what is it? Your DNA, like the ancestral thing, to know what your gifts are. And some of you also need to surrender more spiritually. Need to connect more spiritually, because surrender and crown chakra just came out. Yeah, surrender. Some of you also need to cleanse. I feel like I'm definitely giving birth to something. I just don't understand what it is. I kept getting messages about DNA as well. I'm just learning how to cultivate stuff. I feel like I'm being upgraded. What does your emoji mean? I can't see it, Ashley. Are you like saluting? Well, maybe you're giving birth to a new version of yourself. We're constantly being reborn, constantly evolving. We just don't realize it. That's what the darkness is. That's what the dark part of the year is. Like right now, we're moving into like the womb of the year. Think about it. The mother's womb, it's dark, right? Even out there in the universe, it's dark. The only light comes from the stars, right? You were made of stars. You were made of stardust. Yeah, you need to surrender and give up your need to feel like you need to be in control all the time, if that makes sense. And this is just collectively speaking. I'm hearing like Egyptian. And that's why I was saying, look into your DNA and go back to your roots. And DeAndre, you've got your butt on my computer. DeAndre, Just scoot over just a little bit. Dre. It's okay. You're okay. But maybe you're birthing a new version of you, or you need to do something. And I was getting a cleanse too. If anybody has ever been, not to throw any shade on any establishment, any church or anything, but if anyone has ever been baptized, you know, just anyone listening that this resonates with, I highly recommend doing some type of cleanse. I do sell spiritual bath blends and even spiritual alchemy kits. Appreciate your words, because it's like no one understands what I'm talking about. Yeah. And being reborn and going through a rebirth is tough. Yeah, your root chakra. It's very difficult. Because a lot of us don't feel safe fully, secure fully, protected fully, because certain things, like I said, it all goes back to childhood. That's where it starts. That is our foundation, is childhood, you know. And I was gonna say something, said nobody under. Oh yeah, so water, work with the element of water. Didn't I just say something about baptism for purification and refinement? Yeah, so needing to cleanse. And who I think that the best person to give a cleanse is yourself, because you know your intention. You know your energy, your thoughts. Everything is about intention. Even like I always felt pulled to roses. Oh yeah, Rose. So I don't know if you know, but I have a monthly subscription where it's basically called the Sisterhood of the Rose, and it's a whole bunch of us women coming together on a monthly basis, sometimes on a weekly basis, it just depends, working on healing and, you know, just coming together and supporting each other as women, manifesting money and income. Keisha, if you're still here, that just came out. You know what, just for that, 555, you need to work with that number to manifest shmonies and work more with spirit. Yeah, heavenly assistance. Yeah, work with spirit to manifest and use water, the element of water. And oh, what I was going to say was speak intention over your water. Speak an intention over your water. I don't know if, for those of you, if you've ever seen the water test where somebody said bad things to water and then said good things to water, and they put it in the freezer, and they seen that when you spoke good thing, the cup that they spoke good things over, it was like beautiful crystalline shapes, and the one that they spoke bad things over had like these craters and these holes in it that just looked bad. It looked very bad. Words are very powerful. Even your food, speak intention over your food. Like when you add your spices in it, like if you're using a green type of like parsley or thyme or something like that, or basil, right? That is connected to the heart chakra, as well as thyme is very good for protection against, you know, curses and negative energy and shit like that. So as you're sprinkling your thyme over your food or your spice over your food, say an intention like, as I sprinkle this seasoning over my food, may it help nourish, protect, and balance out and help heal my heart, or, you know, heal my family, whatever it is. Like, you are your magic. You are your magic. And, you know, what I was going to say earlier was, you know, for those of you who have ever been baptized by somebody other than yourself, not saying that their intention was bad, I would highly recommend, and even if you've never been baptized, for anybody out there, cleansing is very, very, very beneficial, and it's very good for the soul. And I feel like a lot of you just need to tap into that water element. Water is all based around emotion. There's some of you who have been holding back tears for years, and you need to let the waterworks flood, okay? You need to release that. Release it. Scream into a pillow. Release it, okay? It is okay to cry. It is okay to cry. And I always tell my clients too, like, I mean, I recommend abracadabra. Like, that's not related to our childhood. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Fairy magic. The fairies respectfully work with fairies and elementals to achieve your goals. That's so beautiful that that came out, because like a lot of people aren't really hip to fairies, and I have like 3 fairy gardens, and yeah, they're earth angels. That is so dope. Keisha, that one was for you. I feel like, I mean, it's for everybody, but the fairies are always coming out when you're around. I meant to give you that one fairy that I have. I still haven't done that. But yeah, so I always recommend, I was going to say, I recommend a lot like Reiki. I do Reiki. I'm a Reiki healer. Did you guys see that? Was that the TV? Yeah. I've been bathing with rose petals and salt. I would recommend sea salt. If you're not using like Epsom salt or something, I would recommend sea salt, not like regular salt, or pink Himalayan salt for sure. And yeah, roses are amazing. I love roses. Um, and one of the last names in my family is DeRosa, which means of rose. So, and roses, you know, they're the queen of the garden. And back in the day, they would use, you know, that for like lipstick and blush. And anytime there was roses like put up over a door or something like that, that's when people would have like secret meetings. And because, you know, back in the day, any type of magic that was being done, or alchemy or anything like that, they automatically, you know, burned your ass or hung you, or, you know, persecuted you. Even though, never mind, I'm not even going to get into all of that. I'm not even about to go there. But yeah, so Lumeria was the source of the channeling. And I hope that you guys received that third eye, that quick third eye Reiki attunement. Rewire your subconscious, and don't be afraid to look at the shadow aspects of yourself, the things that you've done. I know one good technique to do is look at all the people in your life who have ever harmed you, and then look at who you've harmed as a result of being harmed. You know that saying, like, hurt people hurt people? For me, I don't really feel like that totally applies. I think for me personally, the only person that I really hurt is myself, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. But there are people, the majority, like, hurt people, and it's only because they don't know no better. Nobody ever taught them compassion, or, you know, affection and nurture and love. And I feel like a lot of us are just walking around each other's traumas a lot of the time. You know, I talk about that a lot with my clients and here on my channel. only having one parent in the home, or not even one parent, sometimes all of that plays a part. And I feel like the majority of the world has daddy issues. There aren't enough, fathers. There aren't enough, ow, ow, ow. Ooh, there aren't enough examples of, there aren't enough daddies being the girl's first love, the first man that's supposed to love her, and there isn't enough daddies being able to show their sons how to be a man, if that makes sense. Like everybody, I feel like that's one of the main issues too, outside of trauma, and that's where our trauma stems from, is the world as a collective is lacking that masculine connection, that masculine nurturing. We all got daddy issues, and it's like, damn. So then it forces the mothers to kind of not kind of, it forces the mothers to exude and play both roles, feminine and masculine. And it's only obvious that one is going to overtake the other, because it's definitely difficult having that balance of masculine and feminine energy. Not saying it's impossible, because it isn't, but again, if you knew better, you do better. And too many of us, the way that society is constructed, too many of us are focused on having to survive. Ain't nobody focusing first on balancing out chakras and making sure their mental and emotional health is, first, you feel me? Because in the forefront, like I was saying earlier, we're all in fucking survival mode when we shouldn't have to be. You feel me? Everything is provided for us already, but yet we have to worry about surviving on and in a planet that already provides for us. Right, Dre? Right? Right. Like, it's fucking sad. And that's why it's like, if you're not evolving, transforming, DeAndre, I cannot with your son, Keisha. Oh, I don't smell it yet. Sorry, that's just the first thing I always do when somebody farts. Like, I go look, like, not when somebody, normally just myself, but like his farts are kind of like my farts. So it's like, I automatically be like, that's sick. Anyways, what was I saying? Damn, Dre. That asshole had a lot to say, huh? That asshole was like, preach. Like, right, Dre? Right? You know I'm on live, right? And you just farted loud as shit. Shit on my live, Dre. And then he's already in the background snoring, so he's hilarious. But damn, I don't even remember what I was saying because you farted so loud. You're thirsty? Yeah, but you can have what's already back here. I'm not about to go out there. Hold on. But yeah, so it forces the mothers and the females to exude to exude a to over exude their energy in general. Um, you know, trying to be both parents, and then when we go into getting into, relationships, and like we can't because we have bills, and makes it so hard to. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I feel like it's all set up that way on purpose. Everything, like I said, has an intention, and intention is powerful, and it's all been strategically designed that way. Because if we think for our mind, if we think for ourselves, if we think for our minds, then we're gonna be able to overpower the 1%, the puppet masters, because there's a lot more of us than there is them. And you know, I found out that that was partly how the term or race white people came about, was because the rich people had both, bless you, had both the European servants, which was like the next level up of slaves. They had the European servants, the rich people had the European servants, and then the slaves, and they started looking around like, hold up, there's a lot more of them than there is us. And then they wound up, and then they started looking around like, hold up, there's a lot more of them than there is us, and we don't want them to overpower us, so let's split them up and say that they're different than the collect, like they're different from one another, you know, based on their skin tone or something. Where did I read that? I've been doing like a lot of research on like history and oppression and things like that, and that's where like the start of white people. Your mom's on here.
Girl, mom sleep. She ain't up right now.
No, she isn't. She is on here. What that say? What does that say?
What's that green face for?
Because you farted. But yeah, so there's a lot more of us than there is the rest of the people, and we're so divided, even like from a religious standpoint. Where are you going? Wait, where are you going? Because you might wake him up. Where are you going? No, I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna go get him. No, I'm gonna go get him because I'm more quiet. I'm gonna go get it because you're more quiet. I'm more quiet. Wait, what were we gonna get?
Those big chips and something to drink.
Okay. Like, we can't have releasing the bad and unnecessary stuff. Keisha, why is there a wrench next to your name? Or is that a wrench? I know those aren't pliers. I think that is a wrench. Oh, I think I made you a moderator on my channel, and I don't even know what that means. First, I put you in timeout, and then I made you a moderator. I accidentally put your mom in timeout. But yeah, the entire collective, the majority, has daddy issues, and it's fucked up. And trauma is the biggest demon that we don't even know is a demon because we don't know what it's called because ain't nobody telling us. I can block trolls. What? What do you mean, Keisha? I don't think when you first got on here it had that wrench next to it. Maybe it did. You can block trolls. I don't know what do you mean? Like on my page? Alright, I'm about to go, Dre. Got you. I'll be back, you guys. Y'all probably gonna log off. Dre, can you entertain them? I think he really got woken up by his fart. I seen it by her name the whole time.
You keep shaking me and shit.
I only shook you once. Now that I'm a moderator, I can block trolls. Ooh, okay. I didn't even mean to make you that. I'm sorry. Signing you up for some. You ain't even agree to be. Oh, Keisha, since you're on here real quick. When I went to go live on my laptop, the camera is like on the bottom where the keypad is. It's not up at the top. There is a camera up at the top. But when I originally started, Dre, I woke you up to try to help me, but Yeah, the camera was like on the bottom where the keypad is. So nobody could see me. It wasn't like up at the top to where I could just sit up like this and have it facing me like right across. Where are the chips at?
Underneath right next to the stove. Right next to the stove.
I'll be right back. Don't leave. Out. Out. Barely touching you. Ow. Oh my god, it just bit my clit. Oh god.
Hurry up, y'all. Give y'all something to watch. The Lakers like some shit right now. Yeah, really. She be right back. She said give her like 2 minutes. I'm entertaining y'all right now. Yeah, it's still on. You know, they on West Coast time. Come on, Anthony Davis. Fucking my man LeBron shit up right now, man.
Into the fucking table, bro.
I said the big ones.
I couldn't find them in the dark.
I said right next to
I
the
did.
take
No.
this.
I'll go.
Get them shits.
I
No,
couldn't see.
I will get it myself.
No. I ran right into
Right
the
next to where
table
the cup
and made a loud ass noise.
with the Kool-Aid jump, the Kool-Aid
I know
stir
that's
jump.
where those are. You're really
Man,
not gonna
watch
settle
out.
for
No,
Doritos.
I want the other
No, because
jumps,
you're gonna
bro.
kick the table like I did. Just hold on. I'm trying to be like Pink Panther right now.
Hurry up, because Ashley's writing you on here. You need to see what she's saying.
What did she say?
I don't know. I ain't reading it. I'm watching the game. I can't read what she's saying. I just see her stuff popping up. Hurry up.
You haven't even watched the game?
Yeah, I'm entertaining them with the game. Hurry up.
You're welcome. Okay. Hurt there a lot of trauma. What did she say really too? Hold on. Is there an option to stick the camera? What, on the laptop? Hard barrel trauma cleanup. I don't know. It just feels like that's meant to go through this with this person. There's a lot of you. Really? Oh, I mean, hold up. Okay. So, that support is everything when it comes to moving forward. I understand we have to believe ourselves, but just knowing that your partner has our back. Yeah, but I mean, in all honesty, me and him click, but then I feel like every relationship has its moments. Like when I first tapped into my gifts, I'm not gonna say like he was like all like, hey, like he was like, yeah, like he was supportive of it, but at the same time he was kind of like, you know, he's not, I've always been spiritual. Oh, thank you. But like it was like once I was able to obtain stability, all of these things that were within me were able to manifest and come to fruition because I was no longer in survival mode. So like, I'm not going to say he wasn't supportive, but there were moments that, you know, things aren't always great and things don't always click between us, you know. I would say, what I would say is in a relationship, what we have to stop doing is expecting things from our partners that we aren't willing to give to ourselves. That's one thing. And also, we need to understand that us being together and coming together in general and is a choice. You know, like you have free will. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And I feel like we put a lot of expectations on relationships again because we're all running around with trauma and the whole world really has, like I said, daddy issues. So a lot of times also I feel like things happen in life where everything that we want or expect from a person, we don't communicate things. I feel like sometimes when we come into connection and the universe kind of has us intertwined with other people, friendships, you know, relationships in general, sometimes we don't always say up front what it is that we expect. And then I feel like too, there are things that go unsaid and aren't communicated for the fear of not being accepted, if that makes sense. I also think that we need to look at our relationships as, like I said, we all have a choice. We all have free will, but we need to start looking at our relationships as you're human, I'm human. Like I said, I don't owe you anything, you don't owe me anything. And, you know, if how can I explain this in a simple way? Basically, we need to be able to cohabitate, but individually focus on ourselves, if that makes sense. Like having certain boundaries too. And a lot of us, we don't know boundaries. There's so much that goes into relationships and connections, and I just feel like sometimes, you know, things happen quickly. Sometimes we feel things might even be out of our control, or, you know, I feel like every relationship isn't that black and white, and there are going to be ups and downs, just like within our own lives there are ups and downs. And think of it like this too: every person you have a relationship with, you are going to have to deal with some shadow aspect of that person, because we all have an angel and a demon inside of us. Like, we all have good and bad parts. It's just about exercising those demons within ourselves, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be the best versions of ourselves. But yeah, It's about, is that the person that I want to be able to go through the bullshit with? And also taking accountability. That's another thing. We as women, not giving guys a pass or anything like that, but like we really need to be able to take accountability for certain things and parts that we play and things that we've allowed. Like they're only going to do what we allow them to do. And that's in life in general, with any relationship, any person that we are, invested in or with or around, spending time with. And I feel like the only way to really learn boundaries and learn what it is that we want is to go through certain relationships and being with somebody and learning what you don't want and don't, aren't willing to accept. Or the only way for that to really be exercised or be, trained and learned is through experience of a relationship. Like the best teacher in life is life experience, and a lot of the relationships we come into are karmic relationships, meaning we've probably had past life connections where we continue to keep trying to get it right over and over again. And the whole purpose of a karmic connection and karmic soulmate connection is to learn the lessons within it. And it's going to be hard, it's not going to be easy, but nothing worth having comes easy. And we also need to try to understand why the person does what they do. Not saying that that excuses what they're doing, but we just need to be more vigilant and more honest with ourselves as women to what it is that we want, and men what they want too. But like, I feel like, we set the tone when it comes to the foundation. And, you know, I don't know, it's just, women, we've always evolved quicker than men have, and we use both sides of our brain and they only use one side. We're built differently for a reason, but I just feel like, again, we teach, and this is male and female, we teach others how to treat us. We teach others how to respect us by the way we respect ourselves. And don't shame yourself for things that you've allowed or things that you're gonna feel like, damn, like I've allowed this, I've allowed that, or whatever. But like, feel it, honor it, and then release it. And don't hold that shame within you, because you couldn't have evolved more than, you couldn't have responded any more evolved way than you were at the time. And just chalk it up as a lesson. Nothing is a loss, everything is a lesson. Like, you learn a lot of good things from bad experiences, Like, oh yeah, like I learned what I didn't want by this connection or relationship, or, excuse me, And some people's demons are darker than others, and it's just a matter of when you're called out about them, what you do with that, and who it matters, like, of course, who it's coming from and all of that. But yeah, relationships are work. And that's any relationship, any type of connection that you have, it takes work. Guy's world versus our world. What? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm? You're welcome. That's why I'm here. Are you already like a subscriber of mine? I don't think I've seen you here before. I told you oh yeah, I told you that I put your mom in timeout. I don't even, like, why can you even do that on here?
What are you talking about for what?
I don't know. I clicked on her freaking name and it said, oh, the basketball game versus us talking about all our stuff. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, women, not that we make it complicated, but we are so much. Females are so diverse. Females are the problem solvers. Like I said, we think with both sides of our brains and men don't. So it's like men are more simple. They pretty much just want to, you know, have sex, bust a nut, eat, be fed, and what's the other one? I don't really know, Dre. You tell them. What's the other one? Eat, be fed, have sex. I know. Well, I meant bust a nut, have eat, and what's another one?
Shut the hell up.
And play the game, or have play basketball or football or something. I've been watching it for a minute. I've never caught your lives. You definitely pulled me in instantly with your videos. Oh. Timeout is like, oh, Keisha said a timeout is like a warning before you block them. I think that what you do here is so important. Oh, thank you. I've been wanting to do more. It's just my focus has literally been like, I've been forcing myself to sit down and like have a timeout because like I didn't really realize how messed up I really was from my labor and delivery. Yeah. I've never been more like physically weak in my life. Like it really took a lot out of me, and I've really been forced to just like focus on being like just nourishing myself and trying to do that the best way I can. Right, watch the game. And then I made your mom a moderator, so like I signed her up to do something that she didn't even ask. She is up late past her bedtime though, isn't she? Not her bedtime, but she goes to bed pretty early. I might pull up one more card for y'all. Don't tell me no. Keisha's on point with that comment.
Oh, yeah, I should talk to y'all tomorrow.
DeAndre, you were asleep. And no, she won't talk to y'all tomorrow.
She will. I'm up now.
Oh, your breath smells like
chips.
Yeah, like what kind are those?
Those
again?
Doritos. I just ate some of those.
No, the cheddar and sour cream. Oh, Ashley, she was talking about YouTube though. Are you talking about with men? Dang, it really gets like that here on YouTube, where people have to put people in timeout before blocking them. No, I'm talking to your mom. I'm just saying, like, it's really like that. Like, I put your mom in timeout, and she said it's like a warning to the person before you block them off of your page. That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, but I miss y'all. I want to get on here and start doing, you know, my uploads. Because I was doing so well in the beginning. So well on here. I miss it. It's like my safe place. When I'm doing readings or doing anything like that, sitting in my chair, it's like my safe place. Like I just feel like that's where I'm meant to be. Our bodies are our temples. For sure. And yeah, I knew you were. But yeah, you guys, I am probably gonna get off here because I'm sleepy. I was gonna say that. Thank you guys for joining. Sorry. Joining my live. I love y'all. This was nice. I'm gonna try to get on here more, for real. Just on live and on my YouTube in general, because I miss it. I've been forced to sit the fuck down. Like, and just really like try to take time for me as much as I can. Just resting and soaking up my baby's love, their loving. Peace and blessings. Bye.